In our previous video, we have discussed about how the platelets helps the circulating tumor cells in the metastasis or migration. In this video, we will understand some more insights about what are the cytokines that are released and what are the cell receptors that takes parts towards cancer migration. So here is the primary tumor that enters into the blood vessels with the help of that enters into the blood vessels through extravasations, that is shown here. And as soon as it enters into the extravasations, it will activates the platelet cells and make a complex with the tumor cells. So this is the tumor platelets complex that can be seen here. And once this complex is formed, it will release several cytokines such as VEGF, PDGF, and that cytokines helps in the suppression of the NK cells activity by reducing this NKG2D. At the same time, this TGF beta also helps in the reduction, also helps in the immune evasion of this complex from the NK cells. And apart from those cytokines, there are other cytokines are also released, such as CXCL5 and CXCL7, that attracts the granulocytes, and the granulocytes will again form a complex with this cancer platelets complex, and this is the final complex that can be seen here. At the same time, what will happen is that there is several intracellular signaling pathways that are triggered within the tumor cells, and some of these signaling pathways will activate the EMT characteristics within the tumor cells. Here we can see that the phenotype of the tumor cells has been changed from the epithelials to mesomicals phenotypes. And right now, since the complex is in the blood vessels, it is under external force of the blood. However, there is platelets or the ligands on the p-selectin, especially on the platelets, in helps in the intravasation of the tumor cells at the secondary organ sites, that can be seen here. The p-selectins interacts with the granulocytes, platelets, and that helps in the binding of this complex near the site of the secondary organ, and thereafter the changed phenotype that has the mesomicals properties intravasate into the cells, intravasate into the secondary site, not into the cells, intravasate into the secondary organ sites. And once it intravasate into the secondary organ site, it will proliferate and generate angiogenesis, proliferate, and uh, that leads to the angiogenesis formations and spread the tumors at the secondary organ sites. So in this case, what we will discuss here is that how this activation occurs. So once the tumors comes in contact with the platelets, that is, the activation is shown on the right hand side figure. So once the tumor interacts with the platelets, the tumors that has this podoplanin cell surface protein, when it's interact with this expressed on the platelets, then it will trigger intercellular signaling pathways, such as this hem item motif will get phosphorylated along with this SYK phosphorylated once the CLEC2 interacts with this podoplanin. So once this interactions occurs, the SRC will phosphorylate both the H item motif and SYK phosphorylations, and and simultaneously the activated SRC also phosphorylated this complex, that is PLCY2, SP6, and LAT complex formations, and that will trigger the platelet activation and spreading through this P13K pathways. At the same time, it will also release cytokines uh, such as EGF, PDGF, and TGF beta. And this PDGF, EGF, and this TGF beta helps in the change in the phenotype of the tumor cells from epithelial to mesomicals. And this PDGF, it will enter into the tumor cells, and not entered PDGF will interact with this PDGF receptors, and then it will trigger the phosphorylation of the AKT pathways. That will also leads to this kind of characteristics within the tumor cells, such as EMT characteristics, migrations, invasion, and proliferation. All of them are related to the migrations property. So this is how the activations of the platelet cells occurs, and in return how the platelet cells helps in changing the phenotype of the tumor cells from epithelial to mesomicals. So this is about slightly more insights of the platelets, cancer cells interactions, and how it helps in the cancer migration. If you need to understand more about uh, this topic in detail, you can go through the reference that has been provided in the description. So that's all for this video. Thank you for your time.